Hey, hello and welcome everybody to some FFA action. It's been way too long since we casted FFA, and now the FML semifinal is upon us. It is 10 p.m, getting rather late, but we gotta cast that. Of course we do. Of course we do. And by my side today is a co-caster, one of the best I can imagine. And I'm gonna call him right now. Let's see if he's ready. We got Eshan, Gradient, Kolbas, and my usual co-caster, RulaZ, in the match today, fighting for the grand final. But HighTac is with us and will tell us all about the ins and outs of the semifinal. How's it going, man?
Excited. Going well. Glad this is at 10 p.m. and not 11 p.m.
Yeah. I'm curious how long this is gonna take. We have an NA LoL Cup in like 4 hours. Do you think the match will finish before?
I am optimistic.
Okay, very nice, very nice.
There was a chance for us to switch maps to a bigger one, but I refused. And I think this is a good map for a decent match.
The admin put the hammer down. I like it. I was very surprised to see you doing another tournament right after TBR FML started. So you got the admin bug again.
Somewhat, but I needed to use the rest of my paternity leave to just give back to the community.
Fair.
You know, I'm always taking, and so I thought it's time to give back. And no, I mean TBR was really fun, and there's a lot of ladder activity currently. So I thought, yeah, why not have another FML season after more than 1.5 years not having one? So we have our semifinal here.
Exactly, in one of the most prestigious leagues that you can imagine in all of FFA, running for the 34th
instance, but it's an open secret that it's only the 30 despite having season 34, it's only the 33rd time, because way before I joined the community, they decided that, I think because they had a break around 2005 or 6, I guess, roughly around that time, they decided it's cooler to have, I think, FML season 10, so they skipped 9, I think.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't have happened if I was admin back then, but I wasn't.
Not arguing with that. So we unfortunately couldn't broadcast too much of the league, but the standing looks as follows. 3 players are already qualified for the grand final, and those are heavy hitters in Sheik, Lelu, and Bobby. So now it's about the last spot. We unfortunately had to replace a couple of players who were not available, but we end up with Grady, Kolbas, RulaZ, and Eshan, also in pretty close proximity point-wise. So who's your favorite for the day?
I really can't tell. Yeah, as you mentioned, a lot of replacements. Obviously, as an admin, you would like to see the initial cast, but I mean, all those players deserve to be here, and I think it's always unfortunate. Like there was one player who went on holidays, one player couldn't play for IRL reasons, and another one had to go. Dice had just forfeited his slot today yesterday because he went on a business trip. So unfortunate, but I still think it's a really nice cast here, and really fully open. I think on a bigger map may look different, but this map was chosen by Dice, because the player with most points from the semifinal players can choose the map. And this was a map Dice chose, and I considered for a second, because Dice obviously is not playing that, to allow Grady to select another map. But I think it would have been too short notice, and I'm not sure if time-wise it would have been very suitable to have a 4 or 5 hour map here. So I'm happy we see Boomtown, because it's a nice map. I really like it. It's really fun.
I would have liked to spend 4 to 5 hours with you, but okay, if you decide so. I have a clear favorite by heart. when it comes to this match, because our friend, our colleague RulaZ is starting on the upper left-hand side. I'm always surprised that he's actually a good gamer, not just a good caster.
Yeah, really good. And actually, he had a semi-final slot secured after DV pulled out, or Trunks pulled out, and then he decided to accept a snaky offer by Eshan, who like there was a tiebreaker between both of those because they had equal points, and Eshan was basically at disadvantage in the tiebreaker because he missed one match with a no-show. And then Eshan talked RulaZ into a tiebreaker best of 3 yesterday. And yeah, it happened. RulaZ accepted. And Eshan won, so Eshan made it. RulaZ out. And then today Dice couldn't play, so RulaZ back in. So a lot of back and forth for nothing. But yeah, definitely cool to see him play. And as you mentioned, I think great mechanics. Also a map, I think, that suits him really well here.
He's definitely coming prepared, I can tell you that much. Eshan is spawning on the upper right-hand side, the snake. He was the decider when it came to chat or no chat, and I was surprised to see him going for no chat.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know, you don't really know what to expect. I mean, maybe, I guess he's more likely to pick chat against players that he thinks can be manipulated easily. And Gradient is like a stone. Like, you can't really... I mean, you won't talk Grady into helping you. Like, Grady does what Grady does. So, yeah. I think maybe that's the reason. Maybe he realized that no chat can play in his favor. So right. We'll see. I mean, this map, especially no chat, like I expect a lot of fights, small fights that spiral out of control really quickly. You see all those expansions here, so I think it's the most densely, like it's the map with the densest mine population here. But it's not that easy actually to decide how many mines to take early on and efficiently before breaking upkeep and attacking or defending. So there are a lot of potential creep routes here that are feasible.
All right, let's see how it goes. Bottom right-hand side is Grady. You mentioned him already. Likes to hoard up to 40k gold and then throw it all away due to forgetting to micro in a fight. Well, let's see how it goes. He seems to be in a good mood. And bottom left-hand side, an Orc is making an appearance as well with Kolbas, who is playing better and better and getting better and better results as well.
Yeah, very solid player. I think one of the 2 to 3 biggest surprises this season. Play really solidly. Funnily, the only player in this cast here that hasn't won 2 of the 4 rounds in this FML season. He only won 1 match, but he had top score in 3 other matches. And top score granting you 3 additional points obviously helped him to secure the slot above RulaZ and not going even. So
won't help him today though. So today it's only about the win, not about points. Whoever is the last man standing goes into the grand final. Any surprises for you so far?
I mean, I didn't expect Eshan. I didn't quite see if he went. I think he went random, right? I think he picked Elf.
Not so sure either.
And this is not a classical Tinker Panda map. Like usually you would see like more like a Demon Hunter here. So that definitely a bit of a surprise, but even more surprising, Grady's hero combo here. Keeper and Naga. I mean, as an admin, you don't want to influence players, but I'm always sad if I don't see Gradient with animals. Like his trademark is like not only the tower, the AP wall in his main base, but it's also animal harass. So he likes to send treants, and that's why he likes Beastmaster too. He likes to send a lot of animals to enemy main bases and expansions, and yeah, we definitely see a fun combo here. I'm curious about the Naga second, but I guess, I mean, he knows what he's doing. And I guess on the side of Kolbas and RulaZ, like as expected, RulaZ likes to play Tinker second recently. I'm not a huge fan, I must say. I think Tinker in this combo a bit underwhelming, honestly, compared to Panda. But yeah, obviously for base race, which is a potential here, a potential scenario, it's not bad.
Yeah, this looks pretty powerful. Also on Eshan's side with Tinker, Panda, of course. Oh! The Tinker goes down to the creeps! Eshan, what the hell? I mean, it's a tough spot, but, well, full experience to the Panda. Always look on the bright side.
That's the plan. That was the plan. And in the meantime, we saw Kolbas walking here with his heroes and signaling peace to Gradient. So he likely preparing an army against RulaZ. And obviously, not only in no-chat games, but it's always an advantage to be the attacker. But it's because you can surprise an enemy, but also because you know who you are preparing for. It's never good to not know who you will be facing, except if you're Night Elf and you just play the same stuff no matter who you're facing.
Some things don't change in World War FFA. The Night Elves don't have to adapt.
Exactly. And not even that is fully correct anymore. I mean, many Night Elf players play like more diverse unit compositions. I'm like a Chippo Night Elf. I play Chimeras. I try to get to my Chimeras most of the time, and I don't really worry too much about which race I'm facing. So, and we see an early mid creep camp here, something we haven't mentioned yet. There is a big dragon roost here in the center, and obviously it's pretty close to all main bases. So very often in games here we see one player with multiple big dragons that can decide the game very easily.
Yeah, you got the level 10 dragon there, I guess. Must be super expensive, but can devour and stuff?
Yeah, I think it's 750, something like that. And if you got the spawn, like the time it respawns right, you can pick it up pretty consistently if you have the gold. And I always like to tell the story of me subbing in this match, on this map. I think it was like 4 years ago, and getting, I think, 7 dragons. And then I still lost because I faced 100 supply guards, and it turns out you can't get a lot of hippos if you have 7 dragons.
It is so appealing to get them, though.
I know.
I understand.
They are great against buildings, but yeah, we'll see. I don't think anyone will get 7 here, and we see the first one creeping. Okay, no, the second one creeping those red spots, by far the hardest spot to creep, and even I would say of all maps that we regularly see, one of the hardest creep camps. Like you see the damage, TC down.
Oops. Okay,
and look at in buffed form,
it's a powerhouse. Yep, it is a powerhouse. 100 average damage, not to be underestimated. The dragon helps, of course, with creeping. Oh.
And in the north, it seems as if RulaZ gets it. Eshan not even trying. Is he? Might be walking in, and I mean,
too late though. Item.
Item. Wow! And it was a dagger of escape. Would have been amazing for the Tinker.
Nice deal by Eshan. Snake apparently has arms now to steal some items, but looks like RulaZ is instantly going for the revenge, while Kolbas is losing 2 heroes at the spot.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it seems Kolbas has some time. Maybe we praised him a bit too early here. But of course players are nervous in this, and yeah, that's what we said. I mean, on this map, you need to expect an attack early on, and you need to scout for it. And I'm not sure if Eshan will be able to hold this, and I don't actually like all those talents here. I think it would have been better to get like the fairy dragons out first against those casters, and also just 2 chimera roosts. I think not enough. Yeah, he gets the 3rd now, but might be on the brink of losing here.
The self-proclaimed FFA god about to be eliminated just 10 minutes in. Or 15 or whatever it is. Sick AoE combo with Blizzard and Rockets.
Yeah, and you can attack downhill into the main base, which of course is amazing with those mortar teams. And the Tinker might... No, okay, using potion here.
RulaZ, dude. 90 food just blowing forward.
And he wants to finish this quickly. I mean, I don't think we can expect a fight in the south anytime soon. Kolbas usually sometimes going for an attack early on, but obviously not after losing 2 heroes. And Gradient is just happily hoarding on 5 mines.
Yeah.
And
he likes to hoard.
Look at the damage here. Like, he can't even creep it with 3 heroes. And in the meantime, it looks as if Eshan will just have 2 expos and no main base.
All the infrastructure gone. Oi. We got a few subs in, by the way. Thank you, HighTac, for subbing for 52 months. Wow, I tuned in just now and FFA is on. Yeah, what a surprise for you, eh? And our dearest mod, Smoke, coming in with a 4-month resub, getting my juicy discount for the next few months. Chat, don't forget about September. 100% subs are off. Also gift subs since yesterday, so save some money.
Yeah, very deadly attack. Honestly, I mentioned it earlier here in the north. I mean, it's something I would do. Like, I would have played when I was still active, played those Chimera Roosts, but I think on a map like this, I think you should play ground, at least for those first fights. I think you're better off. And also Tinker Panda on this map, probably not the best. Maybe Panda first and Keeper second, or Demon Hunter first. Yeah, safer bet. Let's see if he can get out with his heroes. Will be close.
Oh, one staff.
Fire here.
One staff is ready, Keeper is safe, but what about the Tinker? Level-wise, obviously, Eshan far behind. Tinker had something to heal on RulaZ's side. That Keeper was scouted again, Town Portal is close. RulaZ is dominating Eshan, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I would say RulaZ is, despite losing in those one-on-ones yesterday against Eshan, I think he's clearly the superior one-on-one player. But it's always tricky if you're facing an aggressive human player, because those human pushes can be quite deadly. And as Elf, especially with these heroes, you rely on your hero levels to defend early on, because if you play Chimera Roosts, you just can't get out enough Chimeras to defend those pushes. And yeah, RulaZ killing almost everything. Where's the last building of Eshan? In the middle. Okay. I mean...
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could be sniped. Especially if he walks to the left, which he of course shouldn't. Yeah, was there a peace offering? It was an item dropped.
Yeah, I don't think it will be a good call to go for peace. We see the first big red dragon, by the way, here for Kolbas.
True.
Look at this gracious red dragon, 2.2k HP. Can eat stuff, if you don't forget it. Really nice.
Of course, Grady and Kolbas were able to hoard quite a bit. Kolbas the first one to break 10k. Grady at 8k, clearly ahead of the other two, but experience-wise, RulaZ is almost unlocking mass teleport.
Yeah, and Eshan walking south here, escaping with the tree. I really think RulaZ should try to find it ASAP. And yeah, Eshan showing his low HP units to Kolbas and to Gradient to signal that he's in desperate need of help. I think it would be a mistake to help him, but yeah.
Especially with his attitude, he doesn't have the most friends in the scene, I guess. And in a semifinal, when it's only about the win, why would you when you know you have a gold advantage? And there's still some creeps left.
Yeah, RulaZ scouting those creeps with the knight that will die in return, maybe not. I guess, yeah, well. And Grady picks off those creeps. Grady playing a mini Dota combination here with 3 ranged heroes that on one hand synergize quite well, and Gradient taking the fight here.
I'm
not sure if... I mean, Gradient maybe just doesn't care here at this point, but I guess he just blindly produced those hippos, but they are rather useless against either of those enemies. No, that doesn't matter. That doesn't... it's not correct. Of course, there are those dragons and wyverns even for Kolbas. And actually, with tanks, it's quite difficult to deal significant damage to those dragons, and those dragons are quite nice to snipe tanks. So we'll see how that works out. But RulaZ trying to signal peace to Kolbas. I don't think he's going to take it. I think he wants to take a fight at this point to get his levels.
Yeah, that's rough for RulaZ now, getting team first upper right now here. Wonderful choke though. Obviously the best position for all that AoE, but if there's an Infernal in the mix, you can easily squeeze through once the heroes are there. And man, this bloodlusted big dragon is quite scary.
Yeah, and Gradient now scouting from the north. So, I mean, lucky for RulaZ that Gradient sees it now. I think there's a chance that Gradient just pulls back and doesn't attack 2-on-1. But we'll see. I mean, I think it's always unlucky if you're getting attacked from 2 sides by accident and they basically kill you without really realizing that they do. But yeah, RulaZ, as happened always, or not always, but often with the player that dominated the initial 1-on-1, will be hit heavily here.
Let's see if he can recover. He's not that rich, only 6k, losing mine after mine. And the combo of Kolbas and Grady looks pretty powerful. Not easy, of course, as you fight 2 opponents to find a good army against that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, RulaZ can just hope at this stage that... I don't think he really wants to fight. 5k is a good bank, but he just needs to defend his main base. I think it's okay for him to lose those expos for now. He will try to get them back in a bit. We can't forget that Eshan is also in this game still, and that often turns out to be a mistake if you let him live here. So normally you would expect, in this case, for example, Gradient to finish him off. But we'll see. I mean, it's always nice for us observers to see comebacks. So, yeah.
Yeah, no mine anymore.
That.
No income, of course, with only 1,500. Also no lumber. That's a bit tricky. But 2 buildings are there, so I guess it's kind of fine. Everybody's decimating his own army to make it a little more efficient. Grady on 5 mines. Same for Kolbas, who's pushing into the main again. There's not too many towers.
Yeah. Not sure. Well, I mean, that's interesting army composition with those dragons here. I'm not sure if you can push into this. And the Tinker level 5, of course, with the rockets dealing massive damage if you're being sieged. So, yeah, RulaZ should be able to hold this.
Alright, will Kolbas continue to grind his teeth at the base, or will he retreat or find another opponent? Sees parts of Eshan's army now in the north, but just takes out another mine. If you can't go for the main, just go for this. Not bad.
Yeah, and Kolbas is 82 supply and mining on at least... Yeah, actively mining on at least 2 mines, so it's not as painful as I first thought, but... Yeah, okay, now he's dropping, so he saw it. Honestly, I'm not. I'm always undecided. In Kolbas' shoes, you need to know. I mean, at least lucky for him that Gradient is 80, and I mean he saw that. Who knows if Kolbas would have had the same decision making here if he didn't saw Gradient on 80, but. There's a risk here that Gradient gets much richer than he does, because obviously, as we see here, Gradient is taking the mines here in the northeast. So usually you want to take at least, if you know that in this case RulaZ can't easily kill you after killing off Eshan, you want to take at least one fight against the player that hasn't fought either. So it would be more natural, I guess, for Kolbas to at least force Grady into one fight, but doesn't look like it here.
Okay, not a bad start into this game. Of course, everything still can happen, but Grady is doing Grady things, getting richer and richer. RulaZ is doing well. Eshan needs to work on his recovery. Still pretty open. And we have an... Oh, do we have an open fight? Nah, not really. Good base build. Chokes everywhere, even though it's not the most important thing with all that air. Oh, and Kolbas decides to push in.
Yeah, I think here in the back there are no towers except this one cannon tower here, so I guess this cannon tower hurts RulaZ himself more than it does Kolbas, but yeah, can easily push him back. Orc units too squishy here, and it looks as if Kolbas is signaling peace. So yeah.
All right, got it.
Both.
Good for both indeed. We got mass teleport online. Not the greatest amount of scouts out, as everything was needed in this defense. So, who's gonna be active next? RulaZ and Cole both at around 50. Could start to be greedy now. Only Grady with a big army.
I'm a bit surprised. I mean, usually Grady is a player who is only going 100 supply to fight, or then dropping right back to 50. So I don't think it was really intended by him to stay at like 77, 76 here. I'm a bit surprised he's not going 100 now and just attacking. It's what I would expect, but on the other hand, he's mining so many expos here. Like, why should he? I mean, he can get such a gold advantage. Even more so, I guess, if he dropped to 50. I'm a bit surprised he didn't do that. But it's always a hard call if you're 80 to like kill off many of your own units. Ideally, you want to take a fight, but there's no one for him to fight. So, yeah, we'll see. I think RulaZ will try to recover now. Yeah, Gradient will just continue to hoard for a bit longer. Kolbas, who obviously is 50 now. Also just does not have an incentive to go above 50. So maybe it's just hoarding for a bit longer. I'm a bit surprised they just allow Eshan here to take back the northeast.
Yeah, with mining even.
Yeah, there's only 5k in that mine, so I don't think it will help him to really get back to full speed, especially since it's scouted, so he will need to stay low here for, I guess, almost the rest of the game. I don't think he will have a chance unless it gets to base race. And it might even, because it's no chat in particular, he can't even cry in chat that someone is finishing him, so I'm a bit surprised that RulaZ isn't just, I mean, why not just finish? I mean, it's pretty obvious with the gyro in particular. It's pretty obvious that there's not much left for Eshan to kill.
He's getting in a position where he could strike soon, especially since Eshan is annoying him once again.
Question is he just scouting or isn't he? I think this is a nice XP boost for RulaZ to kill those heroes. I mean, we'll definitely get the Tinker closer to level 6 if you kill those 2 Dryads and the 2 heroes.
Alright, doesn't happen just yet. Let's him go. Nice little decoy to keep the buildings on the right safe.
Dragon this time for Gradient. Obviously, as soon as you get dragons, much more difficult to stay 50 supply if you're still mining. Oh, and Kolbas gets a second.
Wow.
I was about to say, Kolbas can't get one if he wants to continue hoarding on 50 supply. But he gets it. Gradient arriving at the Dragon Roost a bit too early.
Happens to the best of us. So that's 2 units devoured, lots of damage, big tanks in this army as well. Goes well alongside the squishy wyvern, so I like it. Grady is
Yeah.
getting richer and richer, 25k by now. But yeah, in the fights he's always hit and miss, so he might need that big bank.
Yeah, especially with those heroes, it's... yeah. We'll see. Now he's killing off his own... What? He was on 80 supply for like 50 minutes now, and now he's deciding to kill off his own chimeras to go 50. Yeah.
He's hard to read, this Grady guy. Let's put it that way.
Yes, yeah. Could also potentially kill his shredder instead of his bear being on 5k lumber, but who am I to judge?
I won't talk against Grady. He knows what he's doing, hopefully.
Did you see his main base?
It's art.
Yeah, sometimes he's messing it up a bit, but this game he's almost on point. There are a few lapses here and there, but beautiful.
RulaZ is getting in a position to strike, I thought. Portaling back again, though, to take out... Oh, okay. The piece has been broken, attacking Kolbas out of nowhere.
I mean, he wants his expo back, understandably, I think. I mean... I think, yeah, I understand this move, but I'm actually not sure if it's a good one for 2.6k here. There are other mines with more gold that he could take more easily, and of course, this is all, like, for Gradient. This is going really well.
Yeah, Eshan can't threaten him. The other two are busy, so he's getting richer and richer.
Yeah, you mentioned before the game go for 40k gold, and I was like, not on this map. There are a lot of mines, but usually there's too much fighting early on to really hoard for a long time. And yet he's on 30k gold almost.
Grady finds a way.
Yeah. And we have the first fight here with 2 dragons, and we see the damage difference already. It's much easier for the orc to fight this. I'm a bit surprised he's not focusing out those casters and the mortar team. Like, that's basically one hit to kill those. Instead, he's focusing the heroes. Not a big fan of that.
Kolb only 43. Basically, hero arena with the big dragons. Rockets continue to do damage. Shadowhunter is hurt, so that fight eventually goes to RulaZ with some big losses on both sides, but the expo has been reclaimed.
Yeah. And something I only realized right now, that is Kolbas also found a Dagger of Escape for his TC, which is arguably the best item for Orc in particular. So TC that suddenly appears in the middle of your army and stomps everything is an absolute nightmare. I think it's probably the most scary hero item combination that you can face. So definitely the best find here for any of those players.
Yeah, especially in the hero arena later when one tries to escape, but then there's the dagger, ironically preventing the escape. Looking forward to that. Eshan had some sneaky treants there, cuddling the other trees, whatever. Oh, Eshan offering peace. Of course, he's in no position to fight.
I don't get why no one finishes him. Like, what are you, like, what he's going to do to you? Like, this, it's like he's mining mines that you could mine.
Yep.
And he's just a threat late game. So there's absolutely no reason. I mean, the only reason not to finish him is if you, first of all, either think you will need him at some point to face another player, or because like you're busy fighting. But I think, yeah, RulaZ might be going for it here. So this doesn't look like peace.
But he opened the front on the left with Kolbas.
Yeah.
And now he's hunting Eshan.
Yeah, maybe not the best timing, but yeah. I mean, they must realize that Gradient has not... I mean, at least RulaZ should have an idea that Gradient hasn't found anyone at any point in this game. And Kolbas definitely knows, so I think it would be up to him to And what's he thinking? Like, what does he think Gradient does all the time? Like, Gradient is just spoiling and sitting.
And building beautiful bases. Yeah, still at 50,
Yeah.
30k gold now. But
Yeah, Kolbas. Yeah.
level-wise, not looking that great for him, but same for Kolbas. Just RulaZ far ahead. Tinker,
Yeah.
level 6 halfway.
And Gyro's in the mix now, which it hasn't been a long time since I saw Dragons against Gyros, so no idea how they will do. But it seems more like a pickling, especially with those healing wards up. And one dragon has devoured a sorceress, and the other one spellbreaker. So obviously, especially for a human that plays ground and casters, so this is super painful because those units can be devoured quite quickly, and yeah, they will always return. Those dragons will always return for more.
Oh my. What a hard to observe fight. Shadowhunter in a bit of trouble. Same for the Archmage. Has to evacuate, and you're right, man. These gyros don't do anything, and I assume they're magic immune, so you can't shackle them.
Yeah, you can't.
But that's really hard to deal with them.
Yeah, extremely hard. So you like those dragons alone are a reason to team use. So you really need basically 100 supply anti-air armies, and yeah, this is definitely not enough. Like you need to focus heroes and hope like the player with the dragon to peace out. But I would say historically we saw more, like until I would say even maybe last year or the year before, FFA meta was evolved much more around 100 supply air armies. We like basically almost every undead played like mass Gargs 100 supply, and not so much Neko Wagon or other ground stuff even. Elves mostly played Chimera's Hippos, and for that reason, like I think it was easier to face those dragons because there was always a player with mass Hippos or mass Gargs. But here, like, it's much more tricky, especially for a human to deal with them. And I guess he could if he would go 100 supply with mostly gyros and stuff, but obviously that's not what he has right now. And it looks as if Gradient is now going for Eshan here. At least he has 77 supply again and is attacking.
He got rid of one mine, but he's not pushing through. Rather saves his tree to mine the rest of this. So it doesn't look like a knockout punch to me. It's just, hey, I want even more gold. I don't have 40k yet.
Yeah, and Gradient is chasing here without boots, like not even boots on his Naga. And Naga apparently pretty slow. He found great items. He found a spell shield, which is the best item in the game. And he found a pendant of mana, which is arguably also in the top 3. But he will need some boots if he wants to catch up. Like, I mean, the single target focus fire with those heroes is I guess their strength. But in order to catch up to anything, he will need some boots at some point, I guess. I'm not sure if he agrees, but in the meantime, we see another attack by Kolbas, so
with the high ground, not that easy. The dragon's still firing away. Blade Master's also getting stronger and stronger. Items, though, very weak for him, I gotta say. Eshan just running away, and Kolbas really doesn't want RulaZ to mine this. Constantly doing damage, very active on the map.
yeah. RulaZ is still able to get to 10k, which I think is pretty impressive considering how much pressure, Kolbas puts on him. And yeah, now Gradient in the northeast going for the buildings here, so second time Eshan gets hit hard here.
Not a fun evening or afternoon for Eshan so far. But it leaves him alone. For now, at least. Kolbas continues his dominance in the north. That means that RulaZ has to go for his main base gold mine, only 600 remaining. And he seems a little clueless what to do against these dragons.
Yeah. 3 dragons, so just, I mean... On one hand, like, I would say it's at some point can turn into a free win for him if he has high-level heroes plus those dragons and potentially gold for bats, which can always be nice to face mass air. But despite him having 13k gold, I would still be a bit worried about Gradient with 30k. Because especially on this map, where like your main base is not as big as it might be on other bases, and you can't hide as well, so yeah, you easily lose your main base here, also because it's so close to enemy mains. And Kolbas signaling peace to RulaZ. Oh,
okay.
I assume they will face... What?
Nope, no peace accepted. Maybe didn't see it.
I think it was an accident. I think because the dragons moved into the range of the gyros. I'm pretty sure they peace. I mean, just wouldn't make sense to continue fighting forever here.
Okay, I'm trying to find the remaining buildings of Eshan. One is on the left. There must be another.
There are 2 on the left.
Ah, next to the lab. Okay.
Yeah. And there's 1 wisp in the south and 1 new moonwell here in the northeast. So he is spreading out now. Not as easy to kill because it's basically behind enemy territory.
Alright, is it time for a dragon?
I think it's still on cooldown. I think daytime... I knew this way back, but I think it's, again, even like afternoon, daytime, so still a while to go.
Alright, game is settling a little bit. Is
Kolbas must be piecing. Yeah.
What? Kolbas must be piecing?
No, I'm just wondering whether he's attacking again into RulaZ. He's really tunnel visioning at this point, and it's quite stupid to do that over just 2k gold in this mine, which effectively, because they are in upkeep, is is not 2.3k, but maybe 1.5. So I don't know. But there are a lot more gyros for RulaZ now, and obviously, and he's...
It's a fragile piece.
Yeah. I'm really curious how those gyros deal with those dragons, and I mean, RulaZ obviously feels threatened by those orc units here in front of his main base. I'm not quite sure why Kolbas just stays there instead of moving back. Okay, wow, I only realized now that there's the main hall and the great hall here.
It's so greedy.
It's super greedy.
About what?
Yeah.
6k though. Oh,
okay, now we see the gyros, and the gyros deal significant damage in those masses here, and there's no AoE damage at all by Kolbas against those gyros, so very likely that he's going to kill a dragon here if he's not careful. Yeah, 1 dragon die. Oh, yeah, it's dying.
Oh, Tinker reaches level 6 as well. Now, of course, in Robo form, easy to deal with the Great Hall.
Yeah, and of course those dragons, if killed, grant massive XP boost.
Yep. Maybe Kolbas bit a little more than he can chew. Paladin on the way to 6 now as well, and that's gonna be RulaZ's main again. Or not main, mine again.
I think Gradient went AFK here. No, he didn't. Okay, he's moving. How many Moonwells is that? I mean, he has such a bank despite getting such a massive main base. So I think he could have gotten to 40k easily if he left it with a bit of a smaller main base. And finally, he's pushing to 100 supply. So I think Radiant may join the fray in a minute here.
Still not eliminating Eshan. He saw the Moonwell's upper right, decided not to attack it.
Yeah, I mean, Gradient, if I was in Gradient shoes now, just kill the orc and like you can be pretty sure that RulaZ has a much smaller bank than you have, because RulaZ was basically fighting non-stop.
Yeah.
So if you're Gradient, just finish the orc, like ideally kill the Voodoo Lounge to avoid, and the Fortress to avoid that there will be bats anytime soon, because bats, of course, the only thing that can really threaten you with mass air as elf. And then, yeah, bulldoze through the rest. Kolbas has a couple of bats now, but I suspect he might be using it against the Gyros. That's at least his plan here, I guess.
The Gyros would be great against Grady's army, of course. So the army composition, not that bad for RulaZ so far.
Those Gyros, like the only thing that can threaten them here are the bats. There's no AoE for Gradient whatsoever, and that's why I guess Gradient will never really want to take an even fight here. Gradient wants to fight with 100 supply against someone who has either no gold or at least is getting surprised by that attack.
Little meeting at the Dragon Roost again.
Yeah, so getting time for another third dragon here in a minute here. So important for players to know those spawn times if you play on this map, to know when to expect the dragon.
Yeah, very similar to a Quake match where you camp around the red armor.
Yeah. I never played it, but I imagine it's...
Yeah, I'm right. Just trust me, bro.
I do. And look, like everyone is trying to get like a bite of RulaZ's minds here.
Oh, big fight in the middle again. Can he get some more rockets out? No, unfortunately not. That could have been 5 to 6 bats just wiped out.
A player's forces are under attack.
The Gradient's main base is so insane. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. How many moonwells is that?
Well, I can check.
Yeah.
What's it again?
29. 29 moonwells.
It's a lot of healing.
I think that's a sufficient number of moonwells to heal all your stuff. And to get to 100 supply.
RulaZ got the dragon, by the way. Let's see how it fares against the bats. Oh, well spread.
Ooh, the polymorph. The polymorph.
Nice, dude. RulaZ with the moves.
Yeah, really bad decision to fly in. I mean, those gyros were static in the back of the main, so not even clumped up. And against towers and sorcerers with slow and polymorph, to try to fly in is just a huge mistake here. That's how you waste your gold easily. And Gradient scouting with his owl perfectly, so he knows what's going on. And I mean, there's absolutely no reason for Gradient to like act. Maybe he does now because he's bored, or because he thinks he has enough of an advantage now. But yeah.
Yeah, Grady mines out at 28k. It's not moving in. Oh, now he is. Okay, is he swiping Kolbas off the map?
Yeah, I mean, he could easily kill this main base, I guess. I mean, what's stopping him? 2 dragons? I don't think so. So look at this. I mean, what did they expect? They didn't even scout, I guess. So, this is 3 XP.
That's exactly what Gradient needs to level up the heroes for later. Hippo's getting caught.
I don't really like that Gradient's going for this expo, because he allows Kolbas to get out bats and defend. I think with his gold count, he could try to finish it quickly now and just go for the neck. Finish, kill Burrows, kill Voodoo Lounge, kill Fortress, and be sure that you have an unlosable advantage.
Grady didn't lose too much yet, but where's the anti-air? There's not too much, actually.
He used some of the bats. No protection
Oh
score
my
coming in.
God.
TC is just vanishing.
And Tranquility to heal everything up. Hippo reinforcements are coming in. Those were missing a bit in the fight against the dragons. But yeah, without a TC, it's so hard. Bats do a fine job.
Yes, I mean, I guess Kolbas... Oh, he's signaling peace now. Okay, I don't get it. I mean, Gradient is on 80 again, so I mean, as mentioned earlier, Gradient doesn't like to fight 80 against 80. Gradient always likes to fight 80 against 100 against at least 80, if not 100 against 50. And now RulaZ is attacking again here. Interesting.
I'm not sure if he saw that fight.
I don't think
Gradient.
so, no. I kept an eye on the map, and I don't think there was a gyro anywhere close and a reveal. Or a reveal.
In the meantime, Eshan is continuing to mine. Back to 3k.
Eshan mined, I think, 5 different expos in the last 20 minutes here. Yeah, that's what happens. Like, he will only take your gold, and when in doubt, he will just help to help to kill you.
Interesting state of the game. RulaZ again trying to get his natural back for the 7th time. But Kolbas, did he accept the peace now? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think he will. I don't think. Yeah, he's. I mean, he's piecing against RulaZ. So I mean, I'm not sure if he actually has an interest to fight Gradient, but he must know that Gradient is in a very, very strong position. Yeah,
by far the richest. Levels are also okay with Tranquility unlocked and Naga and Podem close to 6. Triple Orb, of course, on 9. Kolb still not having the TC back? Now, okay. That took some time.
And a lot of bats joining his army here, so I definitely think he can deal a bit of damage against Gradient. Like, yeah, I guess if Gradient had like the typical hero combo with AoE in it, would be much harder, but those elf heroes here are not dealing too much damage to you, so... Okay, now they're attacking together, even, so... I don't think this will be a free win. I think, obviously, I think Gradient had a chance to turn this into a free win, but he was playing it too sloppily, using the bats nicely on the chimeras, and... yeah, obviously has to keep his dragons away from those hippos. But at least some chimeras gone. But Radiant pushing right back to 100. Look at all those production buildings, and I think it's a bit of a mistake. He's overproducing anti-air. I think he should rely more on chimeras, but... I mean, what do you need those, like, 100 hippos for here? Like, I guess the dragons, but I think it's more important to have a massive chimera army, because there's not as much anti-air for any of his enemies.
RulaZ not committing his army, just the AoE. Perfect cliff here for Rockets and Blizzard for exactly that purpose. Whittling down Grady a bit. I like it.
Yeah, Gradient trying to reach around to at least force back one of those players, and let's see if he will succeed.
Eshan is here as well, but whose side is he on?
I think he just wants to get off some XP here. Pick off some stuff that is low HP. Very interesting Blade Storm here, and now the Hippos going for those dragons. That's not enough to kill them. Wow, what a chaotic fight.
And
this would be like
super nice.
A great tome of XP for Eshan here. All those Hippos could easily get a level here.
Archmage just dies! What are you doing, RulaZ? Blizzard instead of Town Portal. Tinker falls as well on level 6. Massive mistake.
So much damage. And maybe I jinxed it. Like, it could still be a free win for Gradient, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, that was a lot of lost heroes, and he will otherwise at some point those heroes will become super powerful too. And I mean, already with a mana shield, this Naga is a beast here. Pendant of mana and mana shield, really nice. Not many players going for it in FFA, but definitely a powerful combo if you play it right and you have a lot of Moonwells in your back. And yeah, RulaZ can't even camp at the Dragon Roost here.
Ooh, tough game for everyone but Grady. Close to level 6 bottom as well, which makes defending a lot easier with Starfall.
I mean, at least I think they are on the same sheet now. They know who to attack.
Yeah.
I don't expect Kolbas and RulaZ to fight each other anytime soon. The question is it too late here? I mean, as long as Gradient has a full main base, it's he will be able to get a lot more units. Gradient sometimes plays so smart strategy-wise, but I just don't get in this situation. Like, why do you want to wait for those players to attack you together, especially in no chat? It's so difficult to difficult to collaborate and to even meet somewhere. So why not just take the attack to the enemy base, force Kolbas to defend? Like, why not just fly to his main base instead of camping near your own? It doesn't really make sense to me.
Well, if you build like around 30 Moonwells, you want to make use of them, I guess.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess he can win it this way as well, but like he could finish it, I guess, if he wanted to. He could finish it in like 5 minutes now by just eliminating Kolbas main base. And then like, what is he going to do? He can not really get any units back. And those dragons, I guess, will fall rather sooner than later against all those hippos.
Well, I was told that Grady has a lot of fans in Peru and Colombia, so maybe that's what they like to see.
For the fans.
For the fans. Grady 2 Pro.
Yeah, Gradient built like quite a respectable mini Dota community. Let's see. Can he kill the dragon here? Big bad voodoo, but the SH might fall here. Okay, we forced the TP. I mean, they killed 10 supply. So I guess that's the start. It's so expensive anytime you fight into this. They have a decent bank, so no player really bankrupt yet. No player dropping below the 5k mark.
Yeah. RulaZ is playing a little with invisibility. Eshan just running in circles across the entire map, trying to get some information. And Grady is back at sitting at home, or is he pushing Eshan out now? I mean, there's no other reason to go for upper right. Maybe scrolls or something, but that's about it.
Maybe boots? No.
No.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage here, I guess doesn't want to go run in with heroes anyway, so I guess it's fine. Like, healing scrolls definitely more important at this stage. And he might be attacking here, and he got a dragon. I missed that. He got a red dragon, which is definitely a nice addition. And he's finding RulaZ here. RulaZ instantly forced into TP. And
yeah, whatever he wanted to do here, he can forget about it.
yeah, and Kolbas didn't use the time to get bets back. He, I guess, a bit too greedy with his gold. Like, now he might lose his main base. Or, Radiant is again signaling peace.
Come on. Why?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe he's trolling. Maybe he wants the like total free win. Maybe he's scared of RulaZ, but I think he should know that like he has a huge advantage and that Kolbas's bats are the only threat, I guess. And of course, it's also not great to face a human with gyros and tanks if you don't have a panda or a tinker. But I mean, I guess you should pretty confident that he has a big gold lead.
Oh,
Nicely
next.
countering the bets.
Ooh. Yeah, that piece didn't last long. Shadowhunter about to fall. Blade Master, not the weapon we're used to seeing him to be. And Grady is just blowing through. No chance. Kolbas needs help. And gets help.
Yeah, but Blade Master dying, so they just can't fight this without massive anti-air armies, so... You know, I mean... And another hero down. PC has obviously multiple ways to get out, but... Ooh, the Tinker! Tinker dying.
What the hell? No
And
staff.
obviously, yeah, Tinker can't get healed by Paladin, so obviously another reason why Panda is a bit superior in my eyes, but could have staffed him, as you say. It's a, I mean, I think they're a bit too greedy with their gold. I think the only way they have a chance here is to get 100 supply and joint forces, and not just like 70 supply, weak 70 supply armies. But of course now they reach a point where they can't even get to 100 supply anymore soon, so let's see. I mean, they should realize, but that's what happens if you allow one player to never fight and mine all map. So that's why usually you want to alternate your enemies in game. You don't always want to fight one player. I read earlier in the Twitch chat some player that said that this piecing should be forbidden, but then it's like totally pointless. Then you have like 2 1-on-1s, and then like it's totally pointless. Because then always the player would win that faces or that has the easiest early 1-on-1. And I mean, that's a nice thing in FFA, that you can balance powers and that you have those power dynamics. But of course, like you see here what happens if 2 players fail to really coordinate and fail to really piece.
That's what we've been waiting for. The big attack onto Kolbas' main. Time to wipe the orc out of Boomtown, and that blade. Ooh. Town portal mirror image, trying his best, but
let's see if he dies to Starfall instantly. Okay, it doesn't matter. Dies against something. And I mean, at least RulaZ sees it, but what can he do? Like, I don't think he will stand a chance in a 1-on-1 here. I mean, he has still the ability to get back up to 100 supply, which is good, but I'm not sure it's enough to have one time 100 supply.
Wow. Very, very dominant Grady game. Below 20k now, which is of course an uncomfortable situation for him, but I guess it's alright if you kill heroes left and right, if you killed the orc base here now. What's supposed to stop him? Not this TC.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I mean, it could happen in a chat game also, but of course there's a bigger chance in a no-chat game for exactly this to happen, like for players to not know exactly what's going on. And maybe RulaZ, because he was busy with Eshan early on and then got attacked by Kolbas, didn't realize really how much gold Grady had, how much he was able to hoard. But it's less likely for this to happen in a chat game where players can at least talk to each other, and sometimes that helps to just have someone here who tells you, okay, the gradient never fouled, or at least they could ask, okay, did you ever fight gradient early on? But yeah, this looks very over, so while I would have loved to talk to you for another 2 hours, I'm also not too unhappy about that time. And we saw a lot of stale semifinals over the years, because of course there's a lot on the line, and sometimes it's a bit tricky for players to really act.
Yeah,
And
this...
Eshan,
Yeah?
so glad.
Yeah, Eshan still trying to survive. Of course, he's no factor in this game at all. Also in the hero arena, Grady is just gonna destroy with the single target he got.
Yeah, so I think this is the only chance now. Try to wear down his main base over time and hope that he will mess up at some point, but yeah, it's a big main base, so we'll take a couple of those attacks, a couple of TPs. RulaZ can afford more TPs, but has to hope that his main base stays intact for a while longer.
Grady pauses the game. Oh yeah. So stressful. Okay, I don't know if lag influences anything at this point.
Yeah, I'm not so sure either. I don't think you need a lot of micro for whatever he does right now.
Oh. Yeah, he's just clicking on stuff and it's dying. Like it's a little bit of whack-a-mole. Super fun for him. A little one-sided for us, of course, but that's how FFA can be sometimes. Okay, now we continue. And Grady can pick his opponent. He can fight 3v1 almost.
He definitely, I mean, he can easily at this point. I still think sometimes it's easier instead of pinballing around from one player, like one enemy to the other, and then like whenever you fight the next one, the first one can like get new buildings somewhere. It's easiest to focus on one player and get him out of the game. In other, like here, I don't think it matters really whether he faces 6 heroes or 9 heroes, but in some matches it really makes a difference. So, and that's also why earlier I said like it's always a good call to eliminate the fourth player, in this case Eshan, instead of leaving him in the game, because if you're the strongest at some point, that player will help teaming you. So there's never a reason really to let him remain in the game. And I at this point, like their only chance is to eliminate buildings of Gradient, and it doesn't look as if Kolbas is really doing that yet. Only RulaZ try to, but now RulaZ under pressure in his main base.
With Tornado, with the Chimera damage, Kolbas Blade Master is now back, but he's nowhere near to help.
Yeah, and there are gyros here coming from the north, but he needs to micro them really well in order to even keep them alive. Starfall obviously deadly against it.
And Transmute, of course, as well, to heal up all the Chimeras after the little damage that came in. The perfect combo for Grady, and he can still rebuild so much. Paladin about to be popped. Boop, there we go. Blizzard and Rockets, that's the only real chance, but not even that is enough.
Yeah, losing his Paladin now, the Archmage also about to die. And now stopping to... Oh, the Tinker dying on the way out. I mean, Gradient lost a lot of stuff here, but like it just doesn't matter. Like a lot of stuff for him means training supply, and he instantly gets it back and still has 16k. So he can easily lose this if he's playing this sloppily. But I think the main way for him to lose this is by losing buildings. I don't think he will lose enough units in fight.
Yeah, and he's well prepared. There's a Tree of Life, a lot of Wisp on the right hand side. He's ready in the north, he's ready in the south. So can hide a lot and drag this out.
Yeah, he's losing some proxy buildings here to Eshan now. He's even TPing in. Wow, didn't expect that. But I guess it's still worth to invest a TP into saving it, but...
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could fight and get some kills. And he did that move last push as well. to portal to the north
Yeah.
and then attack the main, so why not?
A town is under siege.
Oh, some chimeras in
Yeah, some
the
chimeras.
open. Good kills.
Did Gradient just TP back just to kill a Blade Master illusion?
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think he did. A mirror image.
If you're rich and can afford it.
I don't know. Maybe that was an accidental double click because he maybe suspected a mass TP. But I've never seen someone TP back just for a mirror image.
Players' forces are under attack.
I think he could play this way more decisively. He could have ended this 10 minutes ago if he played it like straightforward as... I think, I mean, with his experience, he knows how to play this. You would think, but Gradient does crazy things, so sometimes you just don't know. But he's catching Kolbas heroes now, so TC Feta Stomping. Like, TC has an item that is not really used a lot. Like, use your item. Huge.
Well,
You
maybe
have
no
the-
hotkeys on that.
One click. Might even lose the SH on almost the SH on the way out.
Eshan is trying to
then-
do some damage in
Yeah,
Grady's
and he
base.
does. I mean, that's the advantage of Tinker Panda, that against buildings, pretty nice, even with just 4-3. Let's see, in the meantime, in the north here, Gradient trying to decimate the main base of RulaZ now.
Once again, this
yeah.
choke kinda hard, but if you have Tranquility up and Starfall, this should once again be your fight, or at least in your favor.
Town is under siege. Players' forces.
Yeah, difficult call here for rulers. If, like, obviously you want to defend it, especially because you don't have a lot of stuff outside of your main base, but you can't really defend it. So, yeah, he may realize now that the better defense would be the attack now into Gradient's main base, just force the TP, but there's no unit in the bottom right. I at least can't see a critter here. So, okay, he's, like, fortunate for him that Eshan was in the south attacking the main base of Gradient.
It was a little bit of a save. 1/16th of the base might be gone. They're making progress.
Players' forces are
Kolbas, of course, had to invest a lot to get just his heroes back. But I don't know. If they continue to team 3 and 1 with these big AoEs, that could work.
If Gradient continues to play like this, he could easily lose all his buildings here, yeah, for sure. He plays it so slowly. He could have finished one of those players a long time ago. But for some reason he's, I don't know, playing it very slowly. And Gradient's a bit like,
a player's
when it comes to those TPs, it's a bit like like facing a computer, like facing AI. Like, you know, if you're facing AI and as soon as you touch anything in that, like any building, like instant TP. Yeah, he's the same. Like, he always TPs whenever, like, even if it's definitely not a threat, or if you could just, I mean, staff one hero and defend with just that hero and Moonwells, he's always TPing everything. And he never splits units, which sometimes is an advantage for him, but most of the time it's just, yeah, making it slow for him. And the TC no ultimate, not using the dagger here, losing him, and I think RulaZ
town is under siege.
is better off attacking into Gradient's main base instead of trying to. I mean, what's he trying here? He's not going to kill a significant number of units. SH definitely going to die here, and Blade Master potentially too. So I'm not sure why they even try to fight. We saw what Gradient. Like, we saw that Those heroes have absolutely no chance.
Yeah, they got wiped again. Double kill. Now RulaZ is getting the call. Okay, do something about the base. While Kolb is dying. And he can't rebuild too often. There's only 2k remaining. And he doesn't have the biggest items, really.
Blade Storm here, but Blade Master might die in return. Maybe not.
Has to
Blade
dance
Storming a
away.
lot of different stuff. Okay, getting out here.
Eshan tried to participate, but that's also not working. Will Grady throw? Or is it over soon? That's the two options we got.
He still has 11k gold, and every hero revive costs gold. So yeah.
Yeah, the trades are favorable for Grady, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, even if he needs to reproduce 20 supply, it's still like a way smaller share of his bank than it is of for the others to replace a hero or two.
Archmage getting caught. He can teleport, maybe? Yep. Paladin helping out there.
Radiant a bit too slow with the tornado.
Oh yeah, that would have been nice. Dude, it's so fascinating how this Tinker is just melting.
Under siege. A player's force
That's
Yeah.
just isn't supposed to be that way.
Needs a buff, I guess.
Yeah. I'll tell Remo and Dondo to get it into the next patch notes.
The town is under siege. Player's forces are under attack.
So nice AoE once again. But it's not leading to any big kills.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they even try. Like, you're not like with MK, you could pick off like a Chimera here and there, but with those rockets, like while they are great, I just don't see him killing a lot of stuff here. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, he's at least dealing some damage. Oh, at least killing a few units, so that was good. But I just think it's a Gradient trades more efficiently here, and he kills buildings that desperately, like that RulaZ really needs to keep. So yeah, I think especially with the Tinker level 6, it's just like the biggest strength is the base race, and I mean they are trying it, but still so much stuff.
The town is
And they're walking straight into each other.
Yeah.
And that's not good for RulaZ and Kolb.
Yeah, you really need to, I guess, ideally attack at the same time, but from 3 different sides, so that Gradient, who is not able to split his stuff at all, like Gradient, like can only defend against 1, and like that, you hope to kill maybe like 5 buildings, 6 buildings here and there, but it's so difficult.
a player's forces are under
And
attack.
Eshan is trying to convince Kolbas to give him this mine, and I think this is the kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, sure, Eshan is 1.4k, but like there's 1.6k in this mine, and why would Kolbas without a main base give it to him? Like that's, I don't know. Maybe like you can dream big, but I think it's just a distraction at this point.
Yeah, I'd agree, but at least they team up.
Under attack.
Yeah.
RulaZ is the decoy, was luring Grady out of the base, and this coordination is now working fine.
Yeah, it is. And instantly forcing the TP again. Killing 2 wisps, so yeah. That's okay. But And Gradient is down to 8k gold, so
Yep.
he's playing this so incredibly slowly.
You sound a bit
He-
frustrated. Did you just hit your desk?
I can't. I guess it's not that hard, right? I mean, it's very difficult to be like to be the defender against 3 players. Like it's easy to be overwhelmed despite having such a superior army, but it's not that hard to use your 100 supply to just kill off one enemy if you have the time. Because like even if he lets them kill some buildings for like a minute or 2, like it's not as if he's going to be out of the game. So I think it's so easy to force him back here.
And that's exactly what's happening. But without major losses, really. Only the heroes involved. They take a bit of damage, can heal up quickly, though. And we're getting rid of the outskirts proxy buildings by Grady, also proxy wisps. So yeah, I mean, it is swinging a little bit back into the direction of the other 3.
Yeah, if this continues, then sure. I mean, if they pick off like half of this army, which can definitely happen, like that's another way Grading can lose this. I mean, he can reproduce everything, but of course there's a bigger risk for him to lose this if he can't get to 100 supply again. And the Tinker does a good job here, and of course, I mean, now the Tinker also playing in his favor, in RulaZ's favor here, because he can't get entangled.
Thing is, all that damage can be negated by 1 tranquility in like 5 seconds.
That's true, but I'm not sure if Grady knows. I might use it. Okay, he uses it now next to the... I'm not sure why he walked to the Fountain of Healing to use the spell, but in the meantime, he's losing his Tree of Eternity and a few other buildings, so yeah. They're making a bit of progress. Let's see if they can get out with all the heroes.
I mean, as good as the army of Grady is, it has barely any catch, except Entangle, and then there are spell shields, etc. That's hard.
He got boots on the Keeper now, so definitely more scary here for them. Like,
oh, Archmage, Holy Light. Time for a TP, I think. Trying to
nice
buy some time.
tornado. Still being slowed during the... I never understood like why they... Like, is it something that existed from the beginning of Warcraft 3 that you... Like, you were still slowed while using Invul? Like, it seems counter... Like, I mean, wouldn't you, at least in the first step, say, okay, like, we develop an Invul potion, then, like, once you use the Invul potion, all those slow effects immediately wear off? I don't know. It seems unnatural to me that you would still be slowed while using the Invul. I'm not sure if that was intentional.
I don't like. Maybe it wasn't the case back then, and it changed with Reforged, and we just didn't notice. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes. And again, I mean, does he know that he has Dagger of Escape? Maybe he doesn't know, or maybe it's a bug in the display and he doesn't have the item anymore. But I mean, as Orc, you should definitely utilize that item, and you should, like, I mean, you know, I must say, despite no chat, they are coordinating really well now. Like, I saw way worse coordinated attacks in no chat FFA, so I think they are doing as good as they could possibly do in this scenario. Let's see if Gradient TPs instantly, or will he try to get more damage this time?
Is there even a Tree of Life to TP to?
Yeah, in the east here.
Okay.
Tree. But not instantly TPing, and I mean, they are making progress here for sure.
Dude. Eshan and RulaZ, enemies of the first part of the game now working on this together, and are they going for the tree? Then the space might be wiped.
I think it might be a mistake to go for the tree. Like, you know, as soon as you go for it, like, he's going to TP. So it's maybe easier to finish some buildings first here. Okay, now Kolbas needs to get back. And Kolbas only down to a few buildings here in the south, but he has units up in the north. And I mean, they still have their 1k bank, so still can afford to lose a hero or two and have some items to sell as well, so
closer than expected. Professional caster here saying that it's over. It's never over.
No, it's not. I mean, that's the beauty of FFA, right? Like, it can always, like, sometimes those are the games that turn out to be most exciting. If you thought one player had it for sure, and then, like, there's so many FFAs where something, like, they managed to wear him down over time. It happens so often. And let's see, I mean, this is...
Oh, the
TC. Oh, the TC.
Oh,
being in this.
No!
Use your item.
He did. What? And Grady's not following, despite having Frost Arrow.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Distracting here by the RulaZ using the Tinker.
Tree at 20 HP, by the way. Unfortunate.
There's no Wisp to heal, and I don't think he will realize... I mean, there are not even trees anymore. Like, there are 2 trees here, but there are not many trees. He has a second Tree of Life, though, in the corner.
I
just
see.
realized. And the SH getting caught off guard here, and... might be dead. And this is, of course, very painful for... Kolbas can only hope to pull Gradient as far away from his main base as he can. He's not chasing the SH. Interesting, so...
Yeah, I thought I heard a spell shield, but apparently not, as Kolbas was selling a lot of items already. Lucky break for Kolb.
Yeah, and the tree died here. So... And now Gradient supply block too. Interestingly. And I don't like... Do you have any wisps on the units? Yes, 1 wisp.
Dude, why is he playing this so greedy? I can't believe it. Eshan is getting punished finally as a Tinkerforce.
Last wisp.
No way! I mean, he has a tree still.
Yeah, but it's...
But he's supply blocked.
Supply block, yeah.
Oh my god, Grady, no way!
And it's... Yeah. I don't think he will be any less supply blocked anytime soon. I mean, he could... I mean, yeah. I don't know, I mean... I mean, he plays this so sloppily. I mean, he's just running back and forth, and he should be the one dictating the tempo here. And I mean, he staffed the keeper, is not going to lose it, but like any move with just 1 hero becomes way more risky if you are not able to revive that hero again.
I can't believe this is happening. All the opportunities for the others. Taking out another tree. Or at least try to.
And when has Gradient been on the... Okay, now he's... I jinxed it. But I was about to say, when has Gradient been to the west side of the map the last time? Like, he has only been on the defensive end here, and just... Yeah. Let's see, I mean, there's a tree here in the very southeast. I'm not even sure if Gradient knows still that he can TP here. If he realizes that there's a tree, or if he thinks he has to walk back. So let's see. This will cost him another few Moonwells, so... Of course, every Moonwell means... Yeah, less supply, so...
And Grady's also... Okay, he did TP. He is there. That's of course a tell for the other players that there's a Tree of Life still left.
Yeah, for sure. And Yeah, I'm baffled that it's like we even got to this point. And Kolbas bought a second dragon again. Like, I'm not a big fan of that decision here. On the other hand, I mean, there are only 2 hippos here, so maybe it's not the worst call. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's okay. For buildings, like for base race, it's definitely nice. Should always, yeah.
Kolbas almost getting caught, but nice ruse. Eshan also in punching distance.
Ooh, and RulaZ is, I think, doing a really nice job here, but also, he has the worst scouting here. Also, I must say, I'm pretty, kudos to Eshan, who manages to keep his heroes alive and still helping. I think it's so easy to lose your lower level heroes. TC, again, using the Ankh here. In the meantime, let's see, will he... Okay, he TP's out. But Kolbas... Oh, wow, I think that was close. But managing to kill off the hippos, which of course are the biggest threat here to the strengths. Another tree getting picked off here. Nice find by RulaZ. So Gradient down to just the 1 tree of life. So 1 tree of life, no wisps, and heavily supply blocked.
Eshan's Tinker is not coming back here.
And Gradient must realize that, this is not going well for him. He must realize that it's time for different strategy and just try to finish off one of these players. Ideally, you would want to get, I guess, RulaZ out because he has the Tinker and the most threatening heroes. But he has too many buildings, I guess, to get him out first. So I think the natural decision for him is here to try to get out the Ord and Eshan.
Okay.
And
we get rid of another Moonwell. Gradient once again pulled apart.
There's so few buildings only now. All of a sudden, there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, okay, it's 13 buildings, but it's not that many.
Not against Rockets and Blizzard and Breath and all 3 combined.
Yeah, from all sides. So, now all of a sudden it could turn into a free win for RulaZ quite quickly because he's the only other player who has a significant main base still. Let's see. And okay, they found the tree here in the back now.
Was it the last one?
Oh, he's TPing. Wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
Close. No trees here to eat, of course, to repair.
Yeah, there are 2 trees here. Actually, I'm never sure if you leave a low HP tree alone and just how much HP you heal by eating 1 tree. Because I always if I eat trees, I always eat so many trees that I don't really know how much one. Oh, the TC dying, and this is scary here.
Again, not blinking. Could have saved so many lives.
Eshan finding the Tree of Life here, low HP. Question is, will he try to... Oh, he's turning around, but right into the arms of Gradient. Ah.
That was a solid blink.
Yeah.
Treants are not expiring anytime soon. Here's the staff out. Okay, that's saved.
This is looking better and better for RulaZ. I think if Gradient is out, he is with mass TP with his remaining main base here. He's in a good spot, but I can't believe that Gradient was, I think, had an advantage of more than 20k. No, that's not true. I think Kolbas had 16k and Gradient had 28. But of course, if 3 players wear you down, it's always tricky. But yeah, just those first few minutes after you start to attack, after you take the initiative and go for an attack, you have to make something happen, and it's the most important time. And he just didn't really do enough. Oh, the Paladin has Divine Shield still, I guess. Kolbas, in the meantime, searching for the Tree of Life. And there's not enough anti-air to even threaten those red dragons here, but obviously has to be careful and can't get away as quickly without the TC.
More Moonwells falling. Oh yeah, that fight is not one to take. TP away, and Grady holds, playing more and more defensively. But RulaZ is back, and Eshan is back. All looking for the tree.
Yeah, Gradient has just 2 Moonwells left, or just 1 tree and 1 Moonwell left, so just 20 supply. So any unit that dies will, like, you rarely see a situation where interesting. Eshan signals peace to Gradient, which I think is a really nice call by Eshan. I mean, he really knows how to play those late game scenarios, and I mean, I think he knows pretty well that Gradient is on the brink of being defeated.
That's the last Moonwell down, no more regen.
Yeah. And now finally, like after how much? After 45 minutes, Gradient does what he could have done way earlier, just way sooner, just send some chimeras. If you don't want to use the entire army, just use some. So Gradient just down to 4 buildings, right? And 5 buildings.
Yep.
2 trees here in the south and the 3 buildings in his main base.
Incredible. Chimeras getting picked apart now, thanks to Orb of Lightning, of course. That makes the Chimeras very, very vulnerable. Oh my god. What a fall from grace. I've rarely seen someone with such a lead throwing this so hard.
Yeah, for the fans.
For the fans. A classic Grady. But now the alliances are breaking a little bit. RulaZ is attacking some buildings here and there.
Oh, wow, all the chimeras falling here,
yeah.
so we Gradient down to just 30 supply now.
He's so dead now. Unbelievable, he's so dead.
Yeah, and obviously he has the worst heroes for base race. I mean, that's not true. He has the Keeper, which is pretty nice, but not the greatest heroes for base race here against Tika and Orc heroes. And if he, I mean, can't really lose the hero. What's the Naga doing? He has nothing to escape, so the Naga's dead.
Bottom is dead as well, somewhere. Oh my god, Grady is losing absolutely everything. He is able to build a Wisp now, though.
So you think it was all planned?
Yes, of course.
I mean, I don't think, I think this Naga loss was planned. I think he realized that that's the only way he can stay in this. So maybe that's where he shines now.
Or scouted immediately.
Yeah, I think Eshan no interest to kill it now, but this is exciting. Like I think honestly for us, this is the more exciting scenario where like he just lost his heroes and he can now rebuild, because Gradient is really good in those base races. So I would say, for example, Gradient is better in those base race scenarios than RulaZ is. But yeah, I mean, talking about RulaZ, he's revealed.
What?
So I said, like, that's how quickly things can change, right? I mean, I watched 1,000 FFAs in my life, and I thought a minute ago that RulaZ by far was in the best spot. But now, all of a sudden, he's against potentially at least 2 players and is revealed, and I don't see a way for him to get buildings, right? Like, he has no peasants left.
He has 2 peasants.
He has 2 peasants. Oh, he has 2 peasants, yeah, in Zeppelin. But he's facing the typical issue if you're revealed that he has 452 gold. He has items to sell, so he should do it soonish. But you have to get a 1 You have to get one main building to be unrevealed, and then you can get the second one that isn't revealed. So, yeah, by letting himself reveal, unless it was just for manip, I think may cost him 350.
Whew, rough spot. Grady has a Zeppelin and a Wisp again, building some Moonwells, setting up for the late game.
A player's
You wanted to go to bed early, but maybe we stay a little longer.
Yeah, incredible. And I mean, even that's why like some players like to stay in the game for 2 hours, because in some like there's sometimes a chance to come back even if you have low level heroes, no gold. And Eshan all of a sudden is, I mean, he's still in the worst spot, I would say, but I mean, he's also the one ignored most now, so maybe not in the worst spot.
Yeah, he's not in a position to go for a hero arena, of course, but base race can still do something. 3 more buildings of Grady wiped out, and the alliance of Kolb and RulaZ still stands.
player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, interesting that they waited for a bit, and because all of a sudden Gradient has split stuff throughout the map, so it's not as easy anymore to finish him. And yeah, I think RulaZ has the most difficult decisions to make here, because he has the hidden army, even with the 2 dragons here, which I think is interesting that he did decide to not use it for the base race, because those dragons deal so much damage against buildings. I think, I mean, maybe he just didn't do it because he didn't want to get teamed, but I still think, and those dragons are so strong. I think it's an advantage that you want to have.
And I guess the army's been scouted now? Definitely by Grady.
Yeah, I'm wondering that too.
Oh, Wisp caught. Okay, Grady has 4 again, so not the end of the world.
I mean, yeah, if I was Kolbas, I think I would just stand back for a bit and hope that Gradient reduces the number of buildings that RulaZ has. Yeah. No, it's tricky.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, Zeppelin gets sniped, including the Wisp. Not a bad one. Yeah, feels like they're still trying to get Grady out and find the tree.
Yeah, time to turn the minimap black just to see all the stuff, like especially the purple. Like sometimes purple not easy to see.
Yeah, War3 champions make it yellow.
Yeah, wouldn't be the worst call, I would say.
A player's forces are under attack.
Okay, and Hippo scouted here in the north, so Eshan knows. Not sure if that's going to change much. So I guess only Kolbas not aware of that hidden air army.
Yeah, if this would be chat, would be, oh lol, 100 supply rulers. But
For sure.
unfortunately, we got robbed of that.
And I think Eshan tries to signal to Grady. I mean, at least something.
A player's forces are
Grady should know as well. His Treants got sniped in the north.
Yeah, I think I sometimes I don't know vision-wise what you can see and what you can't. But yeah, might be aware. I'm not sure. Kolbas still going for Gradient's buildings, so Gradient down to just a handful of buildings, and yeah.
But it's all across the map, and he's still got a lot of wisps, so that should be fine.
Yeah, and Gradient below 1k gold from 28 or 29k, so
a player's forces are under attack.
big fall. RulaZ killing a wisp here of Gradient, and RulaZ is in a very strong spot. If they don't eliminate his buildings anytime soon, I think we'll see. I mean, Gradient is definitely going for it now, but
Oh, another tree sniped. Kolbas is doing good work as a woodchuck, getting rid of these buildings.
Yeah. But Gradient is down to just 3 buildings. So yeah, tricky. And also one of the buildings is right next to RulaZ's main base. So I'm not sure if that's the safest spot to get a building. It seems almost as if all the remaining buildings of all 4 players are here in the northwest.
Players' forces are under attack.
Every player has buildings here. Red building, blue building, teal and purple.
Oh, another wisp down. Grady at the moment has no wisps. It's rebuilding some, but of course always sniped and always scouted.
Yeah, this is getting the priestess back.
He is now.
Center.
He's trying.
A player's forces are under attack.
And for Kolbas, of course, it's a bit tricky also because his last buildings or building, how much he had got? He got only 1 building. His last building is right next to RulaZ, so he basically has no choice but to kind of help RulaZ, or at least not attack him.
Buildings by Eshan are getting decimated as well. Ooh, late game FFA. Eshan calling for peace, Ruler accepting for now.
A player's forces are under
I mean, Eshan is just piecing with everyone, and I think that's kind of smart in no chat. Just signal to everyone, because no one knows who you pieced with. So, I mean, if you're at peace with everyone, you're somewhat safe that you're not getting attacked. And that's his best way to survive all year.
A town is under siege.
I think Gradient should, I mean, naturally, I guess Gradient should signal peace to Kolbas here, I guess. He knows that RulaZ is the only one with a significant number of buildings still.
Ruler's portal to the southeast, but there's nothing.
Didn't he get a scout tower here just now?
Yeah. Any portal.
Oh, sorry, no, he had that scout tower too. Yeah, I don't know.
A town is under siege.
Doesn't want to be part of all the action in the north. Grady trying to whittle things down with treants, kinda nice.
I was so sure this game would be over
No, no,
half
no.
an hour ago.
No, 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 no. You will see midnight tonight. Are you afraid of... are you afraid of ghosts?
No. Should I be afraid of ghosts here?
Pretty sure. Are you living in an older house? Then there's definitely a possibility.
Pretty new house. Must be a new ghost. one of those modern ones.
A player's forces are under attack.
Everybody is afraid that he's getting struck when moving out. Grady is operating with a handful of treants, but it's of course easy to deal with. Nobody is really set up well for a base race.
A player's forces are under attack.
RulaZ, I guess, is with his heroes. He has Tinker, he has Mass TP, and he has most buildings. But of course, I mean, whoever he is going to attack is quite close to him here.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's a bit of a stalemate situation. I guess Gradient is the only one that they can all agree on is, like, still has a target on his back. But,
A player's forces are
yeah, I mean,
under siege.
let's see. Oh, he's reaching around. Oh, and the tree got found. I mean,
Ooh.
quite surprised that Gradient kept it in this position for so long. But, oh, that's not. Gradient signaling peace to rulers. There's so much signaling peace in this game.
It never lasts
I mean,
long.
Yeah, I mean, at some point they will need to weaken Rulaz's main base, who, by the way, is relocating with all his hidden stuff here, which means it's now visible to all players, interestingly. So,
Okay, why would you do that?
either because it was scouted anyways by all players, or because you want to go for an attack. I mean, I think those are the only two valid reasons. But, yeah, I mean, Kolbas saw that now, so I think it's definitely a sign for him to potentially consider break peace. Let's see.
He's always afraid of these treants, always chip damage against his Great Hall, needs repair now.
Like, Gradient is just feeding them XP with all those treants, and Eshan is just in the middle and saying thank you.
Soaks it up,
And
yep.
picking off more and more units. Panda level 4.
No way. Eshan the
I mean,
snake finds a way to get higher levels.
Players' forces are under attack.
But of course he's just protecting his bro Kolbas. Grady on the right hand side. That sneak attack wasn't that sneaky.
Town is under siege.
Yeah, I guess they have to abandon this. RulaZ, did he take out the tree on the left hand side? It's not-
I didn't see that. Okay.
Maybe it relocates to this
No,
one.
it relocated here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wise call to relocate it. So, quick inventory. You call it inventory? I don't know. So we have Gradient with
Players' forces
2
are under
wisps
attack.
and 3 buildings. We have Kolbas with just his last remaining building and 3 peons that could theoretically build something still, but I guess he doesn't want to for now. We have Eshan, aka Nightwing, with 6 buildings, 3 wisps, so he's in a good spot. Also, he has some gold still to work with. I mean, not much, but at least some. And last but not least, we have RulaZ with
Lots of
4,
buildings.
5, 6, 7, yeah, 12. I would say it's like 18 buildings here, so way more buildings than all the others combined even.
Yeah. And
So,
when it comes to building kills, Tinker is of course great. But RulaZ's Tinker is the best because of Ultimate. Blizzard is fantastic. Mass Tally is fantastic. He got good tools to win this game, that's for sure.
yeah, so if this would be a chat game, I guess they would potentially say, okay, let's, I don't know, we need to lower the number of buildings that RulaZ has. But here, like, no one can really act first because, like, you don't have enough buildings to sustain mass TP Tinker attack. So you kind of have to wait. And no one dares to attack. I mean, it's kind of funny. I mean, you have Kolbas here next to the main base who just needs to protect his own Great Hall. And you have Eshan just waiting for new treants here. Not having the levels to deal any damage. And Gradient is just, I don't know, AFK again. Not sure what he does.
Well, he's busy sending new treants and scouting with the owl.
Players' forces are under attack.
Yeah.
Trying to get some information.
1 wisp found here. RulaZ is attacking the wisp and in return is hitting Tinker rockets.
It's fine, can repair.
And now we see an attack. Let's see.
Alright, Gradient to
What?
RulaZ's base. Are the others following?
I mean, I guess, yeah, Eshan using the kill of the Wisp as an excuse now to potentially deal some damage to those buildings also. But
That's the defense, not much damage done. The others are too late to join. And we are getting even higher levels here. Resurrection on the priest, not bad.
yeah, and now it seems RulaZ is going for it. RulaZ is just starting to use his units more and more, so I think they will try to continue, but it's so hard against Mass TP. Like, he will always be able to defend. Still, I mean, if I was them, I would still be much less scared about a Tinker compared to an MK. Like, it's much easier to run in against a Tinker than it is against an MK, but I mean, still.
Yeah, when it's only about heroes, for sure. Tinker, of course, great against buildings and also against air. So, 2 more buildings for Grady down. The Alza and the Moonwell. Is that just 1 left then? Yeah, only the Tree of Life.
And I guess, I mean, if Grady is out, which still... I mean, he still has gold if he sells some items, I guess. Yeah, he has still many items to sell. But I don't think Kolbas will help before Gradient is defeated. I think that's the only way Eshan can get Kolbas to help, because I mean, Eshan alone will not be able to kill a lot of buildings here of RulaZ, and the Tree of Life falls.
Oh, you have to build something, Grady! He's been eliminated. He had a Zeppelin and a Wisp ready, but of course no gold.
He had to sell items. He had so many valuable items. He had this spell shield even that like sells for 400 or something. So,
oh
yeah.
Grady, oh Grady, what a fall from grace. The dominant player in this game out because too hesitant.
Yeah, and Eshan walking right into the arms of... Okay, now RulaZ is going for the Peon too. So that is... I think it's a mistake by RulaZ. I think the safer bet for him would be to finish Eshan first and hope that Kolbas doesn't see it or doesn't realize. But of course now, like, they will engage in an open battle here. Lucky for RulaZ that... Oh, is there...
He's going for the hall. He's going for the hall. It's not
but
the
it's scouted.
It's not the end. Oh, okay.
But it's scouted right away, so this should be it for RulaZ. I think he will try to finish it ASAP.
Paladin in trouble. Staff out.
He's going for it. Is there a second peon somewhere, or is it the... No, it's the only one, right? Is it?
Has to go back. Around. Yeah, he's turning around.
He's turning around.
Portal back. Eshan in his main. Paladin being sniped. Oh no!
Wow, what the heck?
Dead.
I was so sure RulaZ would just walk to the northeast and kill this Great Hall. That would have been it for Kolbas. And all of a sudden, Eshan is in the best spot. Eshan has buildings all around the map.
He didn't do anything this entire game. Has the weakest heroes. But
what the heck?
He calls himself FFA God for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, like he's the... I would say...
Mass Tally, Kolbas out.
Oh, wow, yeah. So it's now Nightwing with 6 buildings and 4 wisps against just... Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buildings for RulaZ? I mean, RulaZ still with those sneaky... Where are they?
Scout towers.
One tower got killed.
Upper right is one.
There's one here. So those towers are very difficult to find if you don't have air units to scout, really. And Eshan has a Zeppelin, but that's it. So I still think RulaZ should win this, but I didn't expect him to kill the Great Hall, but after he pulled back early. But yeah, he might still have it, but it's still too close for comfort, I guess.
Absolutely. The hippos are killing the dragons because he's not level 5 yet, so that gives a lot of XP.
Oh wow, yeah, all those hippos. I totally missed that he has this number of hippos. So he has good scouting stuff. And yeah, that will be a nice level boost. Yeah, that was level up here, level 5 for the Tinker.
Can RulaZ keep his nerves together?
Yeah, I mean, RulaZ should have this. With Master P, I don't see him losing this, but yeah, I mean, at least you see him splitting units better than Grady did.
Okay, one altar is getting caught, left hand side.
Ooh, the Tinker might die here. Nice
Just-
rockets.
Scout tower is gone on the right hand side.
So we have one Tree of Life and one Moonwell only for Eshan. So 2 buildings, 3 wisps out on the map. But it's looking pretty grim for him. We have... Oh wow, we have 3 buildings for RulaZ and 2 buildings for Eshan, right? And
Yeah.
RulaZ is revealed, we can't forget. I forgot that. This one's dying though. And the wisp here is scouted. So that's only leaving him with 1 wisp in a second.
A player's forces are under
Bombs, unless the bombs can't out. Okay, now he
I
walks in.
think they can. Yeah, they can. Very slowly. Oh, the next
Okay.
scout tower?
Next scout tower.
It might just be the Tinker. Rockets. Don't hit the tower. But cooldown is
Ooh, and
very
look
short.
at the XP, solo XP for the Tinker, 5.6
Yeah.
all of a sudden for Ishan's Tinker.
Oh my god.
And he's in the north here.
Avery is
Yes.
falling as well, is it?
So it's one building for Eshan and 2 wisps
What the
against 3 buildings for RulaZ. And where's the last tree for Eshan?
a player's
I have my eyes on the Tinker right now, but doesn't result in a kill. Good question.
Here's the scout tower of RulaZ, and let's see. Hippos flying to the southeast to those 2 gyros dying here.
That's annoying. There was a lot of scouting.
Okay,
Keeper.
here's the last tree.
Oh, misses the rockets. All of them.
And the Archmage is in that Zeppelin here. Low HP. But he can't catch it. And also, I mean, MK would like be a safe win for here. Safe win for him here. You could easily pick off those heroes, but Tinker obviously not that great. Oh, he's what?
Tinker.
Okay, he has. Yeah, I mean, he has a staff or 2. Mass of Fear slows down the gradient. Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a finish. RulaZ, still 400 gold, lots of opportunities for farms. Eshan building in the upper right.
Oh wow, yeah. And so Eshan
player's forces.
still in a good spot. Oh, it's the tree. The tree got scouted.
Oh no, did he see?
Oh, he didn't put it on, what's it called?
Auto attack. On
auto
A click,
attack,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's annoying. Oh,
And
that's
if-
annoying.
Ooh, and if that dragon dies, it's level 6 for the Tinker.
No way.
Oh, okay. Eshan moved this tree for a second, I think. Maybe he was considering to relocate. And now he's back here in the north, forcing a mass TP. But in the meantime, oh, the dragon flies back
Oh, that
across the
hurts.
tree.
Will he see it now? I think he's busy in the north.
Yeah, he is.
Oh man, 2 huge opportunities to scout this tree.
And I'm actually not sure if Eshan if Eshan saw that. I mean, he scouted it, but I'm not sure if he saw it. Oh, it's the staff.
Oh,
Where
Panda.
did- Oh, he staffed it. Look at it. He staffed the.
Oh, oh,
Player's forces.
oh no,
What the
the
heck?
dragon.
And that must be level 6 for the Tinker? Or not?
Not yet, not yet, not yet.
Oh, but close. Yeah, it was solo XP as the one before.
being revealed
wow.
really sucks now.
This is, and as I mentioned, I mean, Eshan is definitely the better base race player because RulaZ just isn't playing as many base race games. And I mean, Eshan is doing this for more than 20 years, so of at least 20 years.
Players' forces are
So,
under attack.
Lumber mill about to
mean,
fall.
yeah, RulaZ down to one low HP Griffin Aviary, one scouted tower, and I guess a second tower that isn't scouted. But where's that second tower? Ah, okay, here in the east. So this one wasn't scouted, I think, but ooh,
Oh my
this
god.
Moonwell got scouted though, and a new Moonwell here behind the tree line.
Players' forces
Feels like RulaZ is a little overwhelmed. The tower
Yeah,
at the shop goes down. He's down to one building, isn't he? Yep.
Oh, but the Moonwell got scouted here. So is this one scouted? That's the big question.
Yeah.
Like, did he scout that one? This scout tower immediately scouted. Oh, and Eshan nicely. Oh no, it might be a huge mistake here.
Will the Tinker fall before level 6?
Eshan staffed his Tinker here to staff out the Wisp, but now in return he is stuck here and can't get. Okay, he's
The last peon!
wow.
Last peon
He's
is down.
moving in with a Q. And he's staffing out the Tinker.
That's the
And
last
in
building. Oh no, there's not. There's another scout tower somewhere.
Yeah, here. But it's found. And the panda is instantly there.
No.
So it's one building against two trees, against two towers that are scouted. So it seems Eshan has this.
Oh my god, dude. RulaZ should have eliminated him from the very, very beginning. It bites him now. 2 hours later.
GG. Oh god. What a finish.
Oh,
Worth it.
shit. I love FFA for stuff like this. Just
Yeah.
beautiful. The player, he must be down in points by so much. Yep. 1/3 of that of Grady. Half of the other player.
Gradient killed 14 heroes.
Oh, sick.
I mean, that's exactly what happens over and over if you don't finish one player early.
Yeah.
Like you like every game you get to the base race, there is a chance for a player that is like in a weaker spot. But I mean, he went under the radar the entire game as Gradient did early on. So I mean, Gradient, I would say this was lost by Gradient.
Yeah,
I
that
think.
looked like it for sure. But oh my god. Lowest levels on the heroes, lowest amount of resources, lowest amount of units, no factor in the entire mid game of the semifinal, and he wins it.
Yeah, insane. That was worth it. I love those endings. Like that's the best.
Oh, RulaZ will bite himself. That hurt
Yeah.
a lot.
I mean, RulaZ's pretty busy in real life currently. He's also pretty stressed, not too focused, I think. I mean, it's not an excuse. Maybe he was, but I know how stressful it is for him. So I don't think I don't think that was his preferred late game scenario here where he was base racing against Eshan. I think he would have preferred to win it early on with gold, but that's how it can go. And he also decided to not finish Eshan early on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it turned out to be a great game with this finish. Like definitely a classic. And we like I would say 80% of all semifinals are just really bad. So this was definitely a positive outlier. And yeah, we will have an interesting final with potentially 4 races. It will depend on Sheik and Eshan. So we will have Sheik, who selected the map, the Crucible. Absolutely chaotic, totally imbalanced map, but super fun. And yeah, he will face Lelu, Bobby, and Eshan. So
And Eshan.
hopefully next week. So maybe if you find time back here or
I mean,
else.
I don't imagine that I have anything else to do. I can't do the weekends again, if that is an issue. Otherwise,
yeah, we try to plan for it.
As always. And then we put it on the homepage and we put it on the socials as always. So, yeah, that was a good early game, I'd say, with that dominant phase of RulaZ that I wasn't expecting. A little bit of a dull mid game, but a 3 versus 1 teaming made it interesting. Grady throw and Eshan just masterful late game. Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. And on that note, I'll head to bed.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks again as always for casting. Was great fun. Thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, let's see when the final is going to take place.
Thank you for organizing all of this alongside the other staff, of course, and thank you for your time at the late night hours. So we head to bed now. We'll be back tomorrow for Creepjack and maybe with Happy versus Fortitude. Oh, I wanted to ask you one thing before you go. I heard some rumors about Happy playing an FFA game.
Yeah, I think that was Eshan's. I'm not sure how he managed to talk Happy into it, how he snaked him into it, but that was his condition. Or yesterday, when he volunteered to, or when he talked RulaZ into the best of 3 1-on-1, he said, okay, if he wins, he will get the semifinal slot, and if he loses, he will organize a show match with Happy, like a show match FFA. And I think despite winning, he volunteered to still organize it. So we may see a show match FFA with Happy. I'm not actually sure who else is in it because I'm not, like, it's not my business. I don't want the money part to float into FML. But yeah, seems we may have a show match sometime soon. Sometimes fun to see, sometimes not the longest and most interesting matches. So yeah, interesting. I mean, Happy definitely has some FFA experience. So yeah, will be interesting. Maybe we have more news next week when the final takes place.
Would be a fitting place to announce it. All right, now we go back to Backcraft. See you tomorrow, everybody. Thanks for the support.